It was a chilly December day, and I just activated my free Xbox Ultimate subscription. While perusing the selection of games now available to me, I was drawn to an eye-catching indie called Slay the Spire. I looked at the description, saw that it was only half a gigabyte, and thought to give it a try. Once the download finished, I opened the game, pressed play, then the rest was a blur. I had gone into a coma, and when I awoke, I had unlocked all the characters and reached the Spire once. In all seriousness, Slay the Spire is a great game. But why though? What makes it so good? Let's find out. One of the first things that you'll see upon opening the game is the title screen, where you're guided to press play and start your adventure. Many games would get into the content at this point, but Slay the Spire shows you a game mode selection screen, with only one option. Then it goes into a character selection screen, again, with only one option available to you. I think that these two screens serve a very important purpose, to get the player invested in the game. Just as books use hooks to give a sense of purpose to their characters' lives, games give us hooks to give purpose to, well, the gameplay. And like that, before you've slain an enemy, collected a power-up, or have done anything to do with the actual game, you're hooked. In the back of your mind, you long to unlock these features. These hooks don't last long, but they don't have to. They just need to make you want to play for a couple of runs until you find the real main hook of the game. But before I talk about that, I want to mention some other smaller hooks this game uses. For example, after you've finished your first run, the game implicitly promises you more and more complex cards, with which you can create more interesting and powerful decks. Another small hook is a narrative one. Throughout your escapades, you get bits and pieces of lore, which I found fairly interesting, and I wanted to find out more. Now here I get into sort of spoiler territory, so skip to the timestamp on screen if that bothers you. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Once you've reached the end of chapter 3 on one of your runs, which shouldn't be hard for an epic gamer such as yourself, you will reach the heart of the Spire, seemingly the main goal of the game. After completing this momentous task, you will see that your character slashes away at it and afterward dies.
You are not powerful enough.
This was only one step of many to actually slaying the Spire. This is the main hook of the game from now on. You aren't just playing to get new cards or characters, you're playing to kill that thing and to find out more about this wonderfully strange world. Aside from game hooks, there's also something else that makes this game hard to put down. The way I've come to know about it is by thinking about the game's flow. In this game, you have two stages that you flip-flop between. There are more, but you spend most of your time in these two. The first is the map stage. This is where you plan your path ahead, which involves a variety of small but interesting decisions, like predicting if you have enough gold to visit a merchant and buy something of use, or seeing how much health you have and whether or not you should aim your sights on resting, or trying to speculate on whether or not you should try and fight an elite or conserve your health. These are all interesting decisions that you have to make, and they have a huge impact on your run. The second stage is fighting, and here every turn counts as you batter your enemies while trying to not lose all your health. Both game states are packed with interesting and meaningful decisions. You simply don't get a break. Even when you've defeated all the enemies and are checking out your loot, you have to choose what card you'll take. For a lot of games, I think this would be bad, and the player would get tired and burn out quickly due to the constant choices. But not here, and I think that's because this is a turn-based game. So if the player gets tired, instead of burning out and taking a break, they'll just make their moves slower and keep playing. The only satisfying way out from this loop of endless complex decisions is by getting back to the title screen, whether that be through winning or losing. And so, by grabbing your attention with its many hooks and keeping you in a seemingly endless decision-making loop, Slay the Spire becomes the game of choice for whenever you have a spare hour or two. Welcome to the end of the video. First off, if you're still listening, thank you. Please feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Also, if you have any ideas on how to improve this video, I want to hear it. This won't be my last video, and so I want to improve for your pleasure and mine. Bye.